So what's going on, Raider Nation, and thank you for stopping by the Raider Critique. In this episode, this is basically a pregame review for Week 16. The Denver Broncos against the Oakland Raiders at O.co. Now, more than likely, from all the rumors and everything that's been going on throughout the news this week about the Raiders, this is going to be our last game in the city of Oakland. So what I would like to do for this pregame video is I would like to go over the stats over in Pro Football Reference. And then I would like to go over the game review. And then I would like to ask the Raider Nation a simple question about relocation. So how about we go ahead and get this episode started? So here we are at Pro Football Reference, where the Oakland Raiders will take on the Denver Broncos, who are 6-8. Now, I don't think I need to go over what our record is. I believe that we already know this. Now, what I like about Pro Football Reference, like what I've always said before, the reason why I come to this site is because everything you need is always on the front page. So we're going to go over here to team rankings. Denver's home record is 3-4. Our home record is 2-5. Their away record is an even 3-4, just like their home record, and our away record is 1-6. Now, obviously, this isn't going to matter for us since we are finally playing at home. Points scored, they are 21st. We are 29th. Points allowed, they are 10th. We are 32nd. Takeaway differential is a +9. For Denver, ours is a -6. 23rd in the league. Pass yards a game, they average 229, which is 19th in the league. We are 244, which is 14th. Rushing yards a game, they are at 123 per game, which is 11th. And we are at 99 yards a game, which is 26th. Their defensive pass yards a game is 257, ranking them at 25th. Ours is 238, ranking us at 16th. Defensive pass rush yards a game is 120 for Denver, which is 20th. And ours is 146, which is 32nd. Now, if we go all the way down here, we look at the injury report. And we have 18 people who are on injured reserve. We have 4 people who are questionable to return. I don't believe Gabe Jackson returns. Kalichi Osmele, he may return, but with the way John Gruden was talking in the press conferences, it's highly unlikely he's going to play. Kyle Wilbur hopefully will play, and Garyon Conley should play. Now, if you look, we have 18 people on injured reserve. This is a lot of injuries, and I believe that we talk about this every single solitary week, about the conditioning with this football team and how injuries have plagued us. Well, right there goes to show. They were talking about how many people were out for Cincinnati. How many people are out for the Raiders? When you go down here to Denver, their list is a lot shorter than ours. There's one major name in here that I've noticed, which is Emmanuel Sanders. He has an injured Achilles. He suffered a torn Achilles and is on the injured reserve list. Now, they do have one guy that's coming back, which is Isaac, and I know I'm going to mispronounce this last name, but Isaac Yadam, cornerback, he's questionable with a shoulder. He is possible to return. But that is the only one on their list that is possible to return. Now, Jake Butt, He is on injured reserve. This guy tore us up last time he played us. So I'm glad that he will not be playing this game. Maybe the middle of the field for their wide receivers and tight ends won't be so open. Now, as you can see, their leading receiver is Emmanuel Sanders at 71 receptions, 868 yards, 4 touchdowns. He is not playing today. Well, playing in this coming game. And then, of course, their running back is a beast. This rookie, Phillip Lindsay, 182 rushes for 991 yards and 9 touchdowns. We're going to have to stop the run. So, depending on which Raiders team we see this week, whether it happens to be the team that we saw play Pittsburgh, or is it going to be the team that we saw play the Bengals last week, who was making mistake after mistake after mistake when it came in the second half? Derek Carr catching his own pass after it was batted at the line. What a dumb bonehead move. We can't be having any more moves like that, and we cannot be fizzling out in the second half. We played a really good first half, even though our offensive line plays terrible. I don't understand why they can't block. It really bothers me that a lot of people put way too much on Derek Carr when he's been sacked way more this year than he ever has in previous years, almost combined. But I've got faith, Raider Nation. I know that we need the second round draft pick, or the second round pick in the first round, or the second overall pick in the first round. But I mean, come on, let's be real. We're already getting a top 5 pick. If we win this game, it's not really going to hurt us that much, especially knowing that Arizona and San Francisco are just as terrible as we are. So it's already going to be a fight for the first overall pick in the draft anyway. And we all know how I feel about the first overall pick in the draft. It's always a bust. So I don't want the first overall pick. And if we do get the second overall pick, I believe we should probably trade down to where we could get more picks, to where we could pick up more players. But going back to the game review, depending on which team we see, whether it's the team that we saw play the Bengals last week or the team that we saw 2 weeks prior that played the Steelers, I've got faith that we're going to be playing with a lot more tenacity and a lot more ferocity than what we played against the Bengals with. And I do believe, and I am going out on a limb here, Raider Nation, when I say this, but I do believe that we take this game 17-10. Because I believe that our defense is going to step up. I'm not going to give our offense more than 17 points just for the simple fact that we are playing a really good defense. We're playing a top 10 defense. So I don't believe that we're going to get above 17 points. But I believe that our defense is going to step up and shut down this Donkeys team and shut them to only 10 points. But the only way to do that is to make sure that we isolate the middle of the field. We don't give them anything down the middle. And we isolate that running back, Lindsay. We're going to have to isolate that running back. If we can't isolate that running back, it is going to be a long day for us. Offensively, defensively, and special teams. It's going to be a rough day if we cannot stop the run. So that question I wanted to ask you guys, and yes, this concludes the pregame prediction of this video. And I would like to go ahead and move on to the question that I would like to ask the Raider Nation. Since everything in the news has been all about relocation, how do you feel about the Raiders' potential move to San Diego? Now, if you haven't heard anything about this, Oakland is suing. The city of Oakland is suing the Raiders and Mark Davis for lost revenue. So if you actually haven't been able to keep up with all the news that has been going on about what's been going on with the Raiders here within the past week, okay, the Raiders are being sued by the city of Oakland for lost revenue. Now, because of this, Mark Davis actually had $7.5 million on the table for 2019 to lease O.Co Stadium. At least from that is what rumors have been said. Now, what we're going to go over is a lot of speculation because most of this stuff is rumors, and I just want to get everybody's thought about it. Now, just to go over a little bit of information, the relocation options are, people believe, and from what rumors are saying, that the other 31 team stadiums are a potential. And they are a potential option for 2019, but highly unlikely. There have been some notables that have come up out of that list, as in San Antonio, Texas, St. Louis, Missouri, Levi Stadium with the San Francisco 49ers, the University of Las Vegas, UNLV, and then Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego. Now, like I said, they have all talked about the rumors that it could be any of the 31 teams already in the NFL stadiums that could be used for the Raiders for this 1 year before our stadium gets done in Las Vegas. Now, I believe that this is going to be a no-brainer because when you think about it, the pros of going to a place like San Diego compared to a place like San Antonio, well, they outweigh one another. And what I mean by that is, see, San Antonio was one of the stadiums that we were talking about moving to before we ever relocated to Las Vegas. Well, come to find out that came out in the news this week, Mark Davis does not like the turf at the Alamo Dome, so I don't believe San Antonio is going to be an option. Excuse me. Another, Levi Stadium with the San Francisco 49ers, Mark Davis is absolutely against. He did not want to do the shared stadium in Santa Clara with San Francisco, and he still feels the same way about sharing Levi Stadium with San Francisco right now. So you can honestly say that San Francisco is not on the table. UNLV has also been rumored, but honestly, UNLV is not pro-NFL ready to sustain all the fans that they're expecting for these football games. So that means the University of Las Vegas is out. That leaves two open stadiums that could possibly be used that are already NFL ready, that are ready to go, just probably need a minor bit of maintenance, and that is St. Louis, Missouri, or San Diego, California. Now, to me, is a no-brainer. I believe they're going to go to San Diego for one. One pro is that it's not very far for the team and coaching staff and all organizational personnel to be able to move down to San Diego and relocate. It would be a very easy move compared to moving to Missouri or San Antonio. Okay? Then you have your fan base that's already based in Oakland and mostly throughout California that can still drive to go see your games with it not being a huge, far away amount of miles compared to what St. Louis, Missouri would be. So that's two pros. Now the cons are, when it comes down to it, and I'm sure there's a lot more pros about it, but the cons is, what would the San Diego fan base do? Because we already know that San Diego has been Charger country for many years, and the Chargers have always been a rival of ours. Now, would they actually accept us with open arms? Or would they do what Cody has done to Flip Gordon here? And if you watch, he embraces him. And I mean, this is a very huge possibility that this is exactly how the Raider fan base and the Raider Nation would be treated by the city of San Diego and the fans of San Diego. This is the one thing I can honestly say is the con of moving to San Diego for that 1 year. But what I would like to know is, what do the rest of you think? I think that we should possibly, and I'd hate to say it, but we should see if they let us have a third team in LA just for a year. You know? And I know that's probably not going to be a possibility since they already have two, which more than likely it wouldn't be a possibility because they do already have two. But it does look like San Diego is the best option out of everything that they are possibly looking at right now. Now, they do say Oakland could still be a possibility, but from looking at the way the news has gone this week and how everything is and just how tempers have flared, and Mark Davis, I mean, he's a lot like his dad is, and he's going to hold a grudge for a long time, and I don't think this is going to calm down anytime soon. I think that this is probably going to get worse before it gets better. And I told everybody that I wouldn't talk about this until we relocated, until it all came back out, but here I am forced to talk about the relocation once more. So anyway, why don't you guys let me know what you think down in the comments, or you can always tweet me at InGun421. So this is the Raider Critique. I'm signing out of here. I hope everybody has appreciated this video and appreciated the content that I have produced for everybody to view for free, of charge. Absolutely, it's the only way I like doing things, so I like to provide my people with the same accommodations that I like myself. So, I mean, it is what it is, but I do appreciate every single one of the subscribers who have come to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications, have liked the content or disliked the content, but you guys keep coming back every single solitary week, and for that I am greatly appreciative for. I know I say it an awful lot, but if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't want to do this and I wouldn't be here. So anyway, like always, Raider Nation for life. You guys will get a post-game review on, Monday is when we're playing, so Tuesday afternoon. You guys possibly could be getting a Raider Critique episode on Christmas. So, without further ado, man, let's go ahead and end this video right here.